I love printing. I love printing. I love it. I love printing. Hey everybody, want to welcome you back to another session of Printer to Printer with me, Warren Werbitt, Print Whisper over there. Anyways, here we are. Today I have another guest. Today I have Michael Macchi of Strategic Cost Reduction Partners. And he'll tell you what he does. But the reason I have him on today is because, again, it's another person that I wanted to bring on that offers printers the ability to save some money. The industry is tough enough. We all know it. The margins at the end of the year are pretty low. We make mistakes every day. We run too much paper. We cut it. Who knows what we do. But any way that we could find to save a point or two just adds on to the point or two that we're making. So with that, I say, Michael Macchi, welcome.
Hey, how are you? Glad to be here.
I'm good as always. Thank you. Give us a minute of just what, high level, what you do.
Sure. My team focuses on certain ways to cut very common operational expenses. They're often ignored. People don't even realize. They just get their electric bill. Oh, that's my electric bill, my gas bill, my phone bill, you name it. So what we focus on is the beauty with the service for printers that we focus on for utilities is beyond cost savings. We actually get refunds oftentimes for our clients on their gas or electric or even propane bills. Common billing errors that are rife in the industry. Once an account is set up, if it's set up with the wrong bill code, it leaves the gate like that and never changes, and misbilling can happen for years. We've seen it all the time. So we have an easy process. It's contingent basis. It's a shared savings model. So every one of my clients walks away with a good outcome. They're either getting.
So let me just
sure.
make this so that it's clear for everybody.
Yeah.
And I've done stuff like this in the past as a print owner.
Yep.
So you'll go in to see somebody, you'll do the exercise. If there's no money to be had, refunded, returned, and there's nothing, then there's no charge for this.
Exactly. So
Okay.
I've had businesses literally invest 5 or 10 minutes. It's that simple to put in motion. We don't even have to meet. Most of my business is done over the internet or phone. And if there's no refund, there's no fee, and they walk away with peace of mind, no money's on the table.
Yeah, well, so I just want to be clear to everyone who's listening. If Michael should come in and look at your utilities and he can't find any money, not only does it not cost you, but he's going to leave. And you should know that your people are doing the right thing because you're in at the right price and there are no errors. Would that be a good way to sum it up?
It would be, except the funny thing, it's never anybody's real fault. Like when we say people are doing the right thing.
No, don't correct. I don't mean for someone's fault. What I mean is if you go into a print company and you can't find any refund or anything to do better, then that owner knows his team is looking after his business.
Exactly.
That's what I mean.
What I was trying to clarify is you could be looking at your business so well, and these errors, like on the delivery components of a gas bill or an electric bill, there's all these line items on these bills. If you have just one line item that's billing incorrectly because of the wrong bill code, for instance, or there's a meter reading error, there's no way anyone, even the most diligent employee, is going to catch that.
So let me ask you on a percentage wise, if you go into 100 printers, how many of them will you find some savings for?
That's a great question. Typically between 65 to 70% of them. So I'd like to sometimes use the analogy of if you went to a casino and someone said, every 2 times you spin this wheel, you're going to win. Oh, and by the way, there are free chips. You're not even spending any money to do it. Who wouldn't do it?
Right.
That's really it. And I've had a lot of success. I love working with manufacturing associations. I'm a member of PINE, a printing association in New England. We've had a lot of success there. It's great. I love my job. I get to call people and tell them, guess what we found?
No, that's cool. And you deal with people all over the country?
Yes. Yep.
How are the power rates, electricity rates across the country? Do they vary greatly?
They do vary greatly. Down south, it's a lot less expensive than like New England or California. And rates always affect the bill, and they've gone out they've gone up dramatically the last couple of months, which most people are aware of. The beauty is we're not looking just at the rates. We're looking at all these other components, delivery charges and things like that, tariffs, fees, taxes, everything. So
sorry, just for me,
Sure.
where I am, I get a hydro bill at the end of the month, and it was a number, and then I didn't even look anything below. But when you say delivery, there's an extra charge for them delivering the power. It's not all included in the wattage or however they measure it.
If usually on a typical electric bill, especially here in New England where I'm mainly focused, but we can again help anywhere. You'll see a lot of decoupling charges, delivery fees, usually broken out as line items. So that main number that you're paying every month will be an aggregate of many components in that bill. We look at all of them.
Wow, that's so what's the biggest refund you've gotten for someone, and maybe and how big were they, just to put in perspective, because I don't want somebody small thinking they're getting more money back than they do business.
That's it. It's typically between 5 to 10% of the bill. When we find a billing error, we can usually correct that and have the bills corrected going forward by 5 to 10%. That's on average.
So that can be big. I mean, I remember my hydro bill here was almost $26,000 a month.
Wow, I'm really surprised at that. Actually, that's huge.
Why? Well, I was running a 56-inch UV press and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I just always think of hydropower being so much. We don't have hydropower where I am. I always think of it as being so low cost. So yeah.
Oh, it is, but we were using so much.
Big operation.
My hydro bill at home is $84 a month. So
there you go.
But I don't have any UV dryers going on.
But I've gotten, printers are usually on the small side, so they don't have a ton of exposure compared to a lot of major manufacturers. We've gotten bills in the high 5 figures, approaching 6 figures sometimes. Printers, if they have a typical $2,000 to $3,000 bill a month, certainly the return their exposure isn't as high. So
listen, if you have a $3,000 bill a month and you can squeak out a 10% rebate at the end of the year,
yeah,
$3,600, depending on your size, a lot of money, goes to cover potential error, goes to cover potential investment. And if you don't want to make errors and you're not making any investments, you could put the money in the social fund and give the employees some other benefits.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't want to give the impression.
I don't want to give the impression that we only deal with people with bills. There are a lot of printers whose bills are only $500 to $1,000 a month. We will help them as well. They're the ones that are actually the most vulnerable.
Well, I'm just a believer, as I said earlier, in business. The services that you provide and others provide for different things. It's only a smart move to take advantage of any opportunity to save money that's already in your place and or going out.
Agreed.
Because to bring in business is tough. To manufacture efficiently and profitably is tough.
Yeah.
And I've learned, unfortunately, the hard way, a penny here and a penny there in our business actually adds up quickly.
It does. No, that's it.
Right?
And right now we're facing inflationary pressures. Even if we help mitigate that a bit.
Listen, it's as an owner, anything I could save at work just gives me a little bit more money to do some other stuff.
That's it.
Or maybe not do other stuff, but less money going out that I didn't have.
Exactly. Just cash flows everything in a business. And the key is, especially when it's no risk and really not a project, I always try to get people to realize I'm not calling you to throw another thing on your to-do list. You could get this done while you're eating a sandwich,
So let me ask you, traditionally, and I'll tell you why after I'm asking, but how hard is it to get printers to listen?
Well, they're no different than any other. It's difficult to get any business owner or.
No. I asked you a question. How difficult is it to get print owners to listen?
It can be difficult when I'm cold calling. That's why I like working within associations and referrals. But it is difficult. People are so busy. They have so much coming at them.
Yeah, again, I don't care about the associations. Yep. How difficult is it when you talk to a printer that he understands what you're saying or blows you off?
When I can finally get to somebody, a decision maker, it's usually very easy because if they truly listen to what we do and it only takes a minute or two to explain it, they realize, wow, there's really what's the downside of this?
So does that mean every person you talk to signs up with you?
No, if I get to the right person, typically, usually they do because they realize if they're open, as long as they're open-minded and they're listening.
So, okay.
Yep.
So the reason I'm asking is really not for you.
Sure.
I'm asking and I'm looking at you, the printer, all you people out there, because I call on people and have conversations, and you're being kind, because most printers are just a pain in the ass to reach and don't call back when we're really calling or you're calling for their benefit.
Yes.
So I'm just saying to the people listening, and not to the ones who are on top of their game and doing it, but to all the other people, my message to you is give people like Michael the time of day if they have savings that they could offer you that doesn't cost anything. It's the easiest thing to do in the world.
Agreed.
And I'm saying it because my frustration is I've called on printers for different reasons. And with what I'm doing now, like, I won't do anything for a printer that doesn't benefit a printer.
No. Yep.
And when I'm calling on some, I just can't believe the hesitation to do certain things that are really, brainless and should be quick 1, 2, 3. So I'm just saying out to the printer, business is tough, be smart. It's getting tougher just because of inflation and mortgage rates or interest rate, the whole money thing. We need to find as much money in our own places as we can.
Exactly.
So please just give everyone a chance.
Exactly.
So I wasn't directing it at you. You were very politically
I understand,
correct,
and I am trying to be magnanimous.
But as a printer, I know that a lot of printers are just a pain in the ass and don't act quickly.
Yep. I mean, they often think you're calling, you're trying to sell them something. How much is this going to cost me? How much time is this going to take?
Well, then this is the other thing I want to say to printers. If you have salespeople, I'm a guy who believes in karma. So you should take every salesperson who calls you, even if you don't want to deal with them, you could blow them off quickly, or maybe there's something you're going to find out of interest. But if you pick up every person's phone that calls you, then just imagine if every person picked up the phone of where your reps were calling. Karma, life, pay it forward.
Yep.
I mean, I just trying to push those messages only because I've been into this whole mindful thing lately, and I've learned a lot. And I've learned that it really does work if you put it out in the universe, if you do it the right way,
Yep.
if you give off the right vibe.
Intention. I'm a big believer.
Right? In so it's cool. Anyways, I think this was great. I'm happy we connected, because anytime that I could bring my viewers any opportunity to save some money or do something new or learn something they didn't know before, that's what life's all about. Got to learn from, your mistakes and everything going forward. Before I kick you off, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Not really. Just I'd love to just have a few minutes conversation with anybody interested. I've certainly got plenty of success stories to share, and I just thank you. I love what you do for the industry. So it's a pleasure.
Cool. I appreciate that. I love what I do, and I hope I could just keep spreading the word and helping people, because we are in the best industry in the world, as far as I'm concerned. So Michael, I thank you for coming on. To everybody else, I really hope you walked away from this episode going, where can I save some money, right? Because money saved, you get to spend it somewhere else, and spend it where you want to spend it. Anyways, that's it for me. Michael, again, thank you. To everybody else, I always appreciate your comments, your feedback, watching. Anybody wants to come on with me, something they want to talk about, reach out to me, please. Love to talk to you. Otherwise, Warren Werbitt for What They Think, and I love print.